Facts about Queen of the South. How do you maneuver in a world where men are looked upon as great criminal minds? This has been the uphill battle that Teresa Mendoza has faced since the beginning of Queen of the South. As the hit USA Network show heads into its 5th season, QOTS has had its fair share of great and disappointing storylines. Are fans still in love with the Teresa, Güero, and James's love triangle? Is it the early years of Teresa we miss compared to the growth that she has gone through over the seasons? Here are 10 of the best and worst storylines surrounding Queen of the South. Number 10. Teresa and Podi's bond. The new age Bonnie and Clyde without the romance. Podi was sent to kill Teresa in the early stages of Queen of the South. He couldn't do it. Was this the foreshadowing we missed when it came to Kellyanne? Their storyline is by far the most powerful of the show. It's a friendship that has defined both characters. Although Teresa is the boss, she respects Podi's decisions, and despite doing what she asked, her request to Podi never comes across as hostile demands. Podi protects Teresa and Teresa protects Podi. It's a great dynamic that they share. Number 9. Letting Kellyanne live. There are certain things you should see coming in a show and other viewers should be left in the dark about. When Kellyanne betrayed Teresa, ordering her death was the toughest decision we had seen her ever make. Kellyanne was her friend, and that call hurt Teresa deeply. However, the order was never executed, and we never knew she could resurface. Come to find out, Podi knew where she was the entire time. Kellyanne was looking after Tony. She waltzed back into Teresa's life, and now they're sisters again. The supposed death was a great touch, but the welcome back proved that Teresa has a heart that has proven to be costly in her business. Number 8. Teresas Maturity. Teresa was finally able to plant roots somewhere. The team landed in New Orleans, and for the first time during Queen of the South, Teresa had a home to call her own. She opened a bar, brought Tony home, and even started a relationship. She was doing what Camilla had shown her without really showing her. Building in a new town is never easy, and Teresa had some pitfalls along the way. A dirty politician, another drug boss, and outside forces were coming at her daily. She wanted to run, but chose to stick it out and labeled New Orleans as home and stood her ground. As with shows like The Wire and The Sopranos, the boss had to mature. Number 7. The disappearance and reappearance of James. James was, is, and always will be a soldier. In his mind, he believes that he's more and has the capacity to be of some value outside of taking orders. James and Teresa's relationship is not the same as his and Camilla's. The sexual tension between the two was present from the moment they met. Each time Teresa gets in trouble, James appears out of nowhere. It's as if the writers are not sure what to do with his character. But most importantly, his presence and reason for saving Teresa has shown she can't be the leader we know she can be if she needs saving by James when things get tight. Number 6. Teresa versus Camilla. The storyline was strong as it lasted for the first 3 seasons and then vanished in season 4. While Teresa was on the run from Epifano, it was Camilla who took Teresa in and groomed her. However, at the beginning of their relationship, Camilla used Teresa. But as time grew, so did their bond. It was good, then became a war. While the majority of the cartels and crime leaders were male-ran, it was great to see 2 women running their own. But the downside was that they were at odds with each other. 2 smart women going toe-to-toe, a mentor and a student. As great as it was painful to not get a true conclusion. Number 5. The return of Güero. In the beginning, Güero was a major character, and the reason Teresa was so determined not to let herself die or become another statistic in Camilla's and Epifano's war. Güero taught and gave Teresa everything and thought of her as a partner. So, when she thought he was dead, Teresa was crushed. But then he returned and there was nothing. There was still some love there, but by the time they had a chance to explore the possibilities, he was dead again. Was there a reason the writers brought him back? What was the lesson Teresa learned in life and business when he returned? Number 4. The loyalty of JVR. Raise your hand if you thought JVR coming to help Teresa was a bad decision by her. He is the cousin of the infamous and crazy Boyes Jimenez, so that blood runs through his veins, which made him a total wild card. However, we would soon learn that he was just as loyal to Teresa as Podi. Javier was the soldier that every team needs. Even with his questionable decision-making, Javier was a great character. His storyline was well-deserved and he was given the exit he deserved. It was a hard blow and one that may come back to haunt Teresa, but Javier's story kept fans glued to the TV weekly. His death didn't need to happen. Number 3. Tony and Teresa's relationship. The storyline here was that Teresa was supposed to be the mother figure Brenda couldn't be due to her death. And while it seemed like a great idea, there was very little scenes of Teresa and Tony actually together. Tony was mentioned to be the driving force of why she did what she did. Tony was off at school supposedly safe, but when he returned, Teresa turned him to Podi and Kellyanne. She offered some advice from time to time, but this is a storyline the writers forgot about. Bringing them closer would have been wonderful, but this relationship became an afterthought rather quickly. Number 2. The Mexico Dilemma. While the main focus has been Teresa and her rise, a large portion of the show is still based in Mexico. With Epifanio still in charge, the operation was running smoothly. There were so many moving parts happening in Mexico, they had enough storylines for their own show. Well, before Epifanio was killed, he was the ultimate bad guy and a threat to Teresa and Camilla. Their daughter Isabella was stretching her legs in the drug game. QOTS played a huge role in everyone's affairs, and then there was still Javier and Jimenez cartel. Number 1. Teresa's love story. Being a cartel boss is never easy, but for Teresa, it's extra hard. Men are expected to be the leaders, but if those same men find out a woman is running things, their antennas go up and they want to take actions. One of the areas that Teresa has suffered the most in has been her love life. It started with Güero, then transformed to James, only to have to realize that was a mistake. In season 4, Teresa began a new relationship with Eddie and had to pull away from that. The business has been her life, but the writers have done a terrible job of providing her some stability in an area where she's desperately seeking it.
Facts about Warren Buffett. Often referred to as the Oracle of Omaha, Nebraska native Warren Buffett is an investing legend, business magnate, and philanthropist. When he was 11, Buffett already bought stock, and by 16, he had amassed more than $53,000 from various business ventures and investments. From a young age, Buffett was bound for success. Here are some interesting facts you didn't know about the billionaire, so if you're interested, please keep watching.